It's time to work on the Jeep that I've been looking forward to work on since I bought it. We got a red 98 Grand Cherokee this week. Super clean, other than a hole in the bumper. Runs and drives perfectly. 170,000 miles on it. Super clean interior. And it's a tan interior with a tan dash. That is a more rare combo. Usually it's tan seats with a black dash. The only other one I've seen like this was my wife's old Jeep with the 4.0. And the only issue with this one is the transmission shift linkage needs adjusted, because when you put it in park, sometimes it doesn't go into park and you're still in reverse, which can be scary sometimes if you aren't expecting it. And it has a loose training line at the radiator side that spits a good amount of fluid once you turn the car on. So we just gotta tighten that down, adjust the linkage, and she's basically done, which means I'm throwing a small little lift on this with some beefier tires. Of course, I already got the tires. Plenty of tread. They're 31s. We're just gonna throw them onto the stock wheels because it looks badass when you do that. And these tires, I'm just gonna turn right around and sell for the 300 bucks that I paid for these ones. So the tires are essentially free. I'm gonna get those pulled off and get some rollers thrown on so I can get these thrown on today and get those posted for sale today so they can be sold by the time I'm done with the Jeep. I just love the way that these things look when they are lifted, whether they're lifted a ton or they just got a little baby 2-inch lift on there. They just look so much cleaner and they're so much more attractive to people looking to buy them. And I don't know, I just love it. So let's get her pulled in the garage, get started on this thing. Forgot to mention, the AC also works and it blows ice cold. I have only ever gotten one other Jeep of these where the AC actually works. It's a common issue, but so that's exciting because huge selling point when it's 95 degrees in Idaho. So first thing we need to address is we have a transmission leak coming from that dirty line right down there on the bottom of the radiator. You can see it. Just follow it right to there. Now what I'm thinking is that hose clamp just needs to be tightened. I'm sorry guys, let me get you a better view of this. There we go. That hose clamp just needs to be tightened right there. And if it's not that, then that fitting on the actual radiator might be leaking, which in that case, I have another radiator. But we're not gonna jump to conclusions yet because I haven't even tried the first ones. You know, that might be too big. 100%. Let's go with a little 6mm. Oh yeah. Oh, that's loose. That is loose. I'm just gonna take off the whole fan shroud and the clutch fan because I just need a good look at what's going on here so I can fix it properly. Because when I bought this, it didn't have any tranny fluid in it. I was wondering why. It's because she ain't feeling too good right now, guys. She is throwing up, and we need to get her better. This might make you fall over, and I apologize. So many fast cars driving by. You know, one of these days, I need to build me a fast car. I've never had one. Now, we all have a much better view of what's going on. I'm gonna grab a flathead really quick. Flathead screwdriver, and we'll get that going. Man, just everything, bro. Screw that, I'm just gonna get some wrenches. This one might work. Nope. Wow. Maybe it's an 8mm. Ah, yes. So what I'm gonna do is pull this off. We're just gonna take it all the way off. Oh, damn. Okay, so it's definitely just leaking out of the line, I think. But let's make sure that we don't have any breaks in this, which I don't see. I'm sorry, it's spilling everywhere. So I think we're okay, line-wise. Cool. All right, pop this back on, and we'll just make sure we're, well, I'm actually, since I'm here, I'm gonna make sure that the fitting itself is fairly tight. We're gonna have to go buy some transmission fluid. Oh yeah, she's in there. Really? Okay, well, see, hold on. It's a 6. Wow. I'm just not paying attention today. Maybe I'm not okay. Nobody ever asks. It's okay. Just fit. There's our problem. It doesn't get tight enough. So we need a new hose clamp. It just spins. Let go. Okay, let's take it off again. Clamp acquired. Okay. That's probably, most likely, very obsessive, but it's tighter and it shouldn't leak now. Let's put her back together and find out real quick, huh? Just need 1 whole quart. Probably need 3, but we're gonna start with 1. Looks like our fuel gauge is kind of slow. Got it, come on. Come on, baby. There we go, she's slowly rising. She's been running a while, and I think we're good to go. That's just residual from all the stuff that's spilt, but no new leaks. Looking good there, but guys, I kind of wish I was filming for this one. I'm also super pissed off right now. So remember how I said that this thing has an issue where you put it in park and it will still go in reverse? Well, I might have forgotten that for a split second. It rolled backwards, I ran after it, hit on the brakes, but not before the door, which was open, slammed into the garage. You can see the mark right there. So it bent that pretty well. Luckily, it still closes fine. I did have to bend the frame a little bit to get it to fit back. That was really pissed me off because this is kind of a hard color to find, but it is what it is. It's still sealed up, so we're good to go there. I'm just gonna kind of mess with this, get that fixed, and we'll have to go get some matching paint to spray back over it. Definitely hard to get it just right. bend that a little lower and we'll be fine. And then we just need to bend this frame in a little more. All right, this is what we got. That's about as good as I can get it. There's one little ripple in there, but aside from that, I mean, she's even with this, she's flush with that. The seal's squished all the way around, still opens and shuts just fine. Only thing we're gonna do now is get this prepped for paint. To adjust this, there's this little clip up here. You kind of have to try to pry out. Now we're gonna adjust that. Well, I don't think I adjusted it properly because now we are not getting a start. Okay, that's a problem. We'll adjust that all the way down, put the clip in and try that, and that should put us in park. Okay, I adjusted it a little better. Fires up. So it's a little off now, but it seems to work. So basically here's what we got, and this happens on some of these, but reverse, come down into neutral, and you just have to kind of push it back up into the reverse spot, and we go backwards. And then drive into the 2 section, back up to D right there, and we go forward. Neutral, reverse, park. It doesn't seem to give us any issues anymore. So, we fixed it at the expense of the door. I mean, it's not gonna affect the value too much. So, got some color match paint on the way. It added an extra 40 bucks to the cost, but it is what it is. We'll try to get these tires sold so we can recoup some of those costs and not be in it too much. So, let's get these tires off, and sorry, my windshield guy got here for a different Jeep, but yeah, so we got it fixed. Now we're gonna pull it forward and take the wheels off, put some rollers on it, and take the wheels in to get the 31s thrown on, and then we'll get these tires that are on here sold for probably 300 bucks and make that money back and have some free tires. Not usable. It has a crack right there, but I got a spare one, so that ain't a big deal. I called Wesco, their little paint company downtown. They're gonna make me a spray can of color match, and we'll get that fixed. Y'all hardly know it's there. Shit happens. I just wish you guys could have seen how goofy I looked running after this. Whatever. I gotta get some cameras like posted up back here and couple different angles other than just using my phone. So gotta get this guy put back together now. Shifter works for the most part. I have these, but these are broken. Technically these are supposed to be one piece, but it's been kind of ripped off their mounts. I have a Jeep that we're not using right now. I'm gonna go pull the actual handle off of it, and then we'll go run to the junkyard and pull this piece off of it so we can get this put back together. But I'm gonna show you guys how to yank one of these off. It looks kind of goofy, honestly. To pull this guy off right there, you need the key. You need to turn the key. And then, my favorite part, you need to straddle the center console aggressively. Plant those feet, dig them in, Put this thing in neutral. And get ready and just yank. Old tires are off and new ones are on. Sheesh. Look how good those look. They'll look even better on the Jeep and cleaned up. Right now it's just a pile of tires, but look way better, way beefier. I like them. Lift should be here on Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully Wednesday. We'll get that thrown on. It'll take me like 2 hours. I'm so freaking quick at that stuff now, but, and then we'll throw the tires on, take her for a rip. She's gonna look so bad. All right, we went and picked up the paint today. It looks like almost a perfect match. Look at that. So we're gonna get this ready. I'm not gonna be prepping this. I'm not gonna be spending like hours prepping this and getting it ready because it's a 30-year-old Jeep. It's not worth a ton. But what I am gonna do is sand all of these loose edges right here and get those smooth. And then we'll mask off probably 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the actual paint line. And that way we can kind of blend it in a little bit and make it look as good as possible. We also need to throw that together, that shifter. For this door, I have whatever this grid is. I just found it on the shelf. Probably 80, okay? And then I have this drywall sander because I'm not gonna go buy sandpaper. And what we're gonna do is use this to kind of rough it up, get these edges flush, and we'll use this to come back and smooth it out. First little bit of sanding's done. The goal when you're painting a car, especially just a small section like this, is you wanna get the paint to the point where you can't feel any ridges between the paint and the bare metal. You want it to basically just feel like one solid piece. Otherwise, the paint will just peel after you paint it. If you have any pieces right here that are just like sticking up. And then when you do paint it and you try to blend it, you'll see that ridge. So if you can get that blended in with the actual metal, then you're pretty good to go there. Now we're gonna take this guy and just kind of smooth everything out. Then we'll mask it off, spray on our first coat, and see how good it looks. Probably not good. Hopefully they mixed it right. If it doesn't look good, it's on them, not me. Nice and smooth. I got rid of all those big scratch marks. So we're ready to paint this. And then all you'll see is this little ripple right there, unfortunately. I was literally thinking about that all night and it was keeping me up. My OCD is just going crazy right now, but hey. Guess I'll give that burden to someone else once I sell it, right? They'll have to worry about that ripple and not me, so. All right, let's mask it. I can't find any masking tape, so electrical tape it is. Little tip, and you don't have to listen to me, okay? When you're masking off a certain spot to paint, never put a tape line on that spot. Otherwise, you'll have a hard spot right here. It's kind of loose. You can see that, there's still a little gap. I like doing that because then when you spray, it doesn't actually leave a full-on just hard line. It kind of just softens it out. In my experience, okay? I'm just speaking off of what I used to do when I did like furniture and restored bumpers to sell, so don't listen to me, just watch me. Okay, Wesco, okay. You're in the safe zone right now because that's looking pretty damn good. And that's just the first coat. Say we do 3, 4, maybe 5 more. Get that thing red as hell. Look at that final coat. She's beautiful. A little bit of a color difference still, but if you're not looking for it, you won't notice it. And it's really not too far off, at least from a distance. That's all that matters, right? We do need to clear coat it at the very least, since I didn't prime it, but that's why I put so many layers on. I have some wheel clear coat. Metal is metal, so shouldn't really matter. It's a gloss clear, which is what we want. Throw a couple layers of this on there. Can we guess what time it is? Can we? You guys know what time it is? Fine. It's 7:30 on a Wednesday, just in case you were wondering. That's pretty anticlimactic. You thought I was gonna say something cool. Well, I never do that. It's also time to unwrap our door and see how good it looks with all the other paint. There's our first layer. Oh, we missed a spot. Oh, we missed a spot. 1 second. Easy fix. Boom, fixed. And we'll keep unwrapping. Shit. Dude, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Look at that. That is pretty dang close. Oh yeah. That looks a ton better. Yeah, you'll see it's there, but it's better than bare metal, so. These mirrors are just so ugly, but fortunately I have to live with it because the only junkyard in town that has matching red mirrors wants $60 a piece, and I'm not doing that. After doing this twice a month, I finally just went and bought my own coil spring compressor. I usually rent the AutoZone one, but from this point on, I'm putting my life in the hands of the Harbor Freight Special. And we're gonna see how it does. I have no clue, but I think it'll do just fine. It smells bad. I don't know why it smells bad. That's weird, but let's get these things compressed and out of here, and then I'm kind of at a standstill until the pucks get here, and I'm getting bored. Oh, that looked way better than the chrome. That brings it together right there. That looks so much better. I can't stop looking at that. Now the only stupid thing is those mirrors, but you know what? Black's better than chrome mirrors, so. I'll find that other one eventually. It's here, and they're ready to be put on. This could be a good morning. Ow! Smashed my finger again. Woo! Last tire. Last tire. I know, why do I get excited? I do this all the time because it's exciting. That's why I do it all the time, okay? And some of you might be wondering, Caden, how do you lift these super big, super heavy tires so flawlessly into position? Well, I'll show you. As you can see, ass cheeks on the ground, legs straddling the tire. Let her know you want it. Grip it firmly from the bottom, lift her up, and shove her on there. Works every time. Of course, we gotta trim the bumper. People like to be able to turn their wheels. Perfect. Oh, can you kiss it better, please? Gonna put on the Fat Bob's Garage sticker just because it came with the lift. And you know, one of these days I need to make some built-up beater stickers that I can label all of my Jeeps with and other vehicles I happen to work on. But Fat Bob's will do for now. She'll hold the fort down for me. Right there. Right there. Boom. Everyone knows that Fat Bob owns this Jeep now. Hell yeah, let's get her outside. What, you really thought I was gonna leave without you? Come on, hop in, baby girl. That's the look we like right there. Nice and clean. Red grill is looking so much better than the chrome. Running super smooth. It's time to give this thing the old freeway and railroad track test. Make sure she drives good, no death wobbles, no problems getting up to speed. We'll be ready to clean this thing and get her out of here. Well, she passed the test and she passed it well. A+. She's graduating to a new owner soon. Don't know who it is yet, but I'm just gonna clean this thing up real quick, and then tonight we'll take it to my designated spot, take some pictures, and get it for sale. And yeah, I'll miss this one. She's clean. Isn't really a ton that needs to be cleaned since I bought it from a dealership, but oh, ew, I don't want to touch that, dude. How did he miss that? I mean, it just goes to show. I mean, are those I don't even know, but hey, this goes to show you drive one of these guys, you get whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? That's why my wife married me, because I had LaFonda over there, and she just couldn't help herself, and she just loved it so much she married me. So if I would have actually looked in the back seat when I bought it, I definitely would have brought that up to him if I saw it. That would have been a funny conversation. Ew, what is this? Did you do it in here? Well, it is literally probably 2 hours after I just finished putting the lift on that Jeep, and I've already sold it. I didn't even post it. I had someone come in to look at a different Jeep. They showed up, automatically saw the red one, asked me how much, told them 35. They offered 3, and they took it away. So, bought it for 13. We were in it $1,770.52, and we sold it for 3, which leaves us with a profit of $1,229.48, which is really good for 3 days worth of work. So that just leads me to believe that these clean lifted Jeeps sell better than the ones I leave stock. I've sold ones just as clean that are stock, and they sit for a little longer. They usually sell for as much, but you have to let them sit for a week or two, whereas these ones tend to sell 24, 48 hours, which blows me away. But again, big hunting area, big off-road area, 2 hours away from Utah. So, I mean, everyone here wants something to go beat on. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. This was actually a really fun one to do because there was a couple unexpected things, like some body work I had to do and painting the grill, and I learned some new skills. So it was fun making the video. I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget to like and subscribe, okay?